Welcome to the most erotic and exotic review on YouTube. Today, we will be checking out Eternium. Action RPG games are some of the most popular in the world. Diablo had made strides when it originally released, and for years, there was nothing like that game on a mobile platform. That is, until the release of Eternium, one of the best action role-playing games for the mobile platform. In this video, we'll talk a little bit about the game itself, as well as give you more of an insight into the game's developers, Making Fun Inc., and also keep in mind the game is now available in Steam. So let's talk a little bit about the game, shall we? Dungeon crawling has never been this much fun on a mobile platform. Eternium tells the story of a broken world ruled by a twisted lord named Ragadam. Fuck that guy. This journey of vengeance begins with the choosing of a class. You pick the gender of your character, and then you pick out one of the three classes: mage, warrior, or bounty hunter. Then on, you can pick the weapon of your choice, which is great because you can have both ranged and melee weapons from sword, axe, staff, or gun. The main attraction of the game is its combat. However, the world itself is also a show stealer. There are some dark caverns to explore, with enemies to find in a turn of each corner. There are forests for you to walk through, while battling monsters behind every tree, and every nook and cranny of the area. Not to mention, there are also special locations, such as shanty towns and boss areas that you will encounter on your journey. The combat, however, is the main course of this game. I mean, who the fuck doesn't like combat? This game has some really snappy and attractive controlling, and the responsive attacks and enemies make it all the more fun. The more you play the game, the more you will eventually level up. Of course, this will lead you to upgrading your attributes and turning your character into a fucking monster. This also enables you to unlock certain skills and abilities, which you can then use in the game itself and make your combat skills more varied. The enemy variation isn't of the highest level here, though there are still a decent number of enemies for you to defeat and become the ultimate Eternium player. For the most part, you will be fighting skeleton mobs in the early game. However, moving forward, you will find more enemy types such as dark elves and rock trolls, along with different types of enemies such as melee and ranged enemies. Every so often, the game also throws you a curveball and throws a brute enemy at you. Fuck those guys. Along with some boss fights which can really test your skill or penis size. The game itself is a fantastic collection of the classic action RPG gameplay mechanics. However, it also features one of the best stories in any mobile game to date. That is perhaps the one thing that pushes it further ahead of the competition, as it gives the developers more room to experiment with the art design and enemy variety. The story takes us through many different locations, and you will run into many different characters and enemies on your travels. Oh, did I forget to mention you go to the fucking moon? This is the true essence of Eternium, understanding the lore and finding your place within the story. And now let's talk a little bit about the developers. You can sense that Eternium was a game made with true passion. Making Fun Inc. has poured their soul and their heart into this action RPG, and they have done so despite being an independent game studio, so good for you. Their games are usually a joint effort between many other independent studios that they collaborate on with the release of every game. And they collaborate well enough that the games always turn out fantastic. They are currently working out of the San Francisco Bay Area, while having collaborators all across the United States, Canada, Argentina, Romania, and Uruguay. They are responsible for making games such as RuneStrike and Ironbound. These are both completely different games and have been incredibly well received by both critics and players alike. RuneStrike is a mythical card game that combines strategy with luck and adjusts those elements for a fair and balanced PvP experience, whereas Ironbound is more of an indie card battling game, somewhat like auto chess, but with more RPG elements such as upgrading, leveling up, and acquiring new abilities. The studio seems to be paving the way of bringing new forms of role-playing games to mobile platforms. Eternium is a unique game on the mobile platform and now released on Steam as well. It's definitely one of a kind. Action RPG games are hard to find on a mobile platform, and it is great knowing that Making Fun Inc., a San Francisco-based studio, is striving towards bringing high-quality, role-playing games to Android and iOS with high intensity. And now for the final verdict. Are you bored at work? Don't got a lot to do? Are you using the excuse of a bathroom break to check your TikTok on your phone? Well, you can pull up Eternium and get some stuff done. Or are you just somebody who likes to lay down? Take a step back, pull out your phone, and just play some video games while laying down? Eternium is the game for you. It's fun, it's a time sink, you might as well give it a shot. It's free to play, baby. If you like this review format and you like what you saw here, make sure to like and subscribe as it greatly supports our video. We'll see you in the next one.